Hello everybody, welcome to the Mobile Museum of Art. My name is Kurt Thomas. I'm the manager of exhibitions here at the museum, and I have the pleasure of working with our director, curators, our exhibition team, our art preparators, our registrar. And I want to start off with behind the scenes for you of actually how we plan out our shows and the layouts. And I'm standing in front of a scale model of our second floor East Gallery. Now this scale is 1 inch represents a foot, so it's 1 inch to 12 inches. Everything's perfectly to scale. Like this long wall right here is actually roughly about 80 feet. But this is where we begin the process. You know, a lot of things have happened before now. Our curators have been working on making contacts with possible other museums, collectors to plan an exhibition. This particular show is called A Historian Collects, the David Brower Collection. Our director, Deborah Boulders, actually curated this. So we made contact with him to find out what could be available, got images of the artwork, and then proceeded to make scale models of every piece, which has been laid out and designed by categories and areas that include different types of artists. This particular show features a lot of pop art from British artists. So this is how we begin, and every aspect of it's totally planned out, which pieces go next to each other, the height. The advantage of having these things to scale for me is once we have this all planned out and I'm in the process of bringing artwork up into the galleries, I don't have to second guess where it'll go. I know already. And one of the shows we had done, which worked out wonderful, we had some very large photographs, and by the time we got them up there, we're moving crates that may weigh 1,000 pounds. I knew right where to go, unload, and we were within a 3/4 of an inch by the time we hung the show. So the scale works. It's a very efficient way to do things. Sometimes, you know, the two-dimensional shows are a little bit easier, but we also have three-dimensional objects we have to plan for. This particular model was made to scale. This is a bronze light fixture, which is well over 9 feet tall, very heavy. And we actually had this made to go into a model for a show we have called Fort de Port, which has been on exhibition in our Miguel Gallery. So these models help place things. One of the things we do, we actually have scale models of the bases that we would use, different sizes. We've got floor platforms that we have to consider. So we've got all kinds of things. Even we have very large, let me find one over here, good table size, yeah. We have different size tables that can be used in the modeling area, and everyone's to scale. So when we lay out a show, we know exactly where the objects will be placed and on what. We've even gone so far as to create scale models of our benches for seating for the public to enjoy the shows. So these are some of the things we've worked on. In fact, this right here is an example of a model that was made of a plaster medallion which had over a diameter of 5 feet. So these all come in very, very handy to help the curators plan out the show, place everything, which helps me in the exhibition text to get it up in position and place it. Well, here's another example of where we're planning a future exhibition. It will be in our Miguel Gallery, which is located on our first floor. It's going to deal with objects from our collection and European art. So that's what we're working on right now. In fact, here's an example of a credenza that's in the collection. It's actually been carved to scale to use to show where it'll go. Another example, we've got a lot of our two-dimensional pieces that are in frames that have been done to scale. So again, what this does, by having the frames actually in the model, it helps the curators decide where things go. We're working on one thing I can show you is different color selections that will go into the gallery. So one of the things we'll be working on is getting color samples to actually paint the walls. So before we actually paint a 10 by 12 foot wall, we'll know what color we're going to use. So these are some of the things we can do in preliminary planning that help everyone, help with our orders, help with everything we do that comes into the concept of creating an exhibition.